In this video, I'm going to talk to you about 7 reasons why wealthy people don't work traditional jobs. Let's get straight into it. Number 1, jobs trade time for money, which already in itself is something that the wealthy don't want to trade for money in the first place. The goal of being wealthy is so that you don't have to trade your time for money. Wealthy people want leverage. In a job, your income is tied to your hours. Once you stop working, the money stops. Wealthy people build systems, assets, or businesses that earn even when they sleep. The goal is to not turn your time into money. By no means. The goal is to create income regardless of whatever time is doing. That's the end goal. The goal is to create such a cash flow that it works while you sleep, while you eat, while you're awake, while you're not doing it. You want that income to flow whether you're doing anything with it or not. And that's the first goal. Number 2, jobs have income ceilings. No matter how hard you work, there's usually a cap on your salary. It doesn't matter if you're a doctor, if you're a lawyer, if you're a customer service representative, if you're a recruiter, if you're a dentist, it doesn't matter. You're capped by the salary you're given or the number of hours that you can work in a day. You can only work 24 hours a day. And no matter what that, if you're worth $100,000 an hour, you can only make $2.4 million a day. You see what I'm saying? No matter what that income number is, if you work a job, you're capped by the hours that you can work, which is only 24. No one's working 24 hours anyway, right? Unless you work, unless you're in the medical field and you work 24-hour shifts, we're only doing about 3 of those a week. So you're not doing them 7 days all the time, forever and ever and ever. So you're capped automatically because your income is tied to your time. Wealthy people prefer models where income can scale, like businesses, real estate, or investments, where the upside is unlimited. Number 3, jobs give you security, not freedom. And even that security can be a false security because the security there isn't even dependent on you. It's not dependent on your work ethic. It's dependent on somebody else writing you a paycheck who literally could wake up tomorrow morning and say, expenses are going up, inflation's going up, I need more profit in my company to pay my bills. Layoffs, right? Especially privately owned companies, they can do kind of whatever they want. So job security isn't real. It's in itself is false. You can get fired today if you go to work and you don't have the right attitude, you don't do the right stuff, if you don't show up for work. There is no security if it's tied to you having to do something else, right? A 9-to-5 offers a sense of stability, but it only means asking for time off, being told what to do, and living by someone else's rules. Wealthy people value freedom of time, location, and decision making. Number 4, they build wealth through ownership. You don't get rich from a paycheck, you get rich from owning things. Businesses, stocks, real estate, intellectual property. Ownership is where wealth multiplies. Jobs rarely offer that. And if they do offer that, it's going to be through you being with the company for years and years and years. There might be a franchise opportunity sometimes, but again, that's something that typically doesn't come within the first 10 years. If you do find something that happens like that, take advantage of it because that's not normal, right? I've seen different businesses that'll do, they call it the bridge to ownership, where they'll have these programs where you can work for a company for 3 years or 5 years or 10 years, and then you can eventually franchise it out once things get into place, which cool. Those options are there. However, you don't necessarily own that business. You are a franchise owner, but it's not yours. It's still the company's. Like you're just, kind of, you know what I'm saying? Which is cool. However, those positions are one-off roles. You have to have experience in a certain field like management, recruiting, talent acquisition, sales, and you have to have at least 10 to 15, maybe even 20 years of that experience in order to even get introduced to a role like that. So a lot of ownership doesn't usually happen through getting a job. Number 5, they want to solve bigger problems. Jobs focus on small tasks, wealthy people solve bigger problems. Now, typically the reason that the job is created is because of a wealthy person trying to solve a big problem. The job that you have, though, is a small task to help that bigger problem be solved. So in order to become someone that's wealthy, you have to be the person that thinks of the bigger problem, not the smaller task, right? Wealthy people solve bigger problems for more people and get rewarded accordingly. They think in terms of impact, not just hours, right? So again, I've worked as a recruiter for 10 years now, pretty much. And the thing is, at each company that I've worked for over the years, the company itself is trying, their macro goal is to employ as much of the city as possible or the nation as possible, right? But my job as a recruiter would be, I just need to fill these 10 requisitions so that this one company, this one client can hire the people they need on time with the right person, right? So my goal is the same idea, which is, fill as many roles as possible. But the boss's role is to fill as many jobs as possible. Mine might be to fill 3 or 4, right? And so the level of which you're solving problems is also different. Number 6, they understand the tax game. Employees paid the highest taxes. Facts. Business owners and investors legally reduce taxes through write-offs, depreciation, and strategy. Wealthy people don't play the game that's rigged against them. There's so much that I could do a video on just taxes alone. I'm not going to dive too much into that. Just know that as employees, it's definitely not in your favor, right? It's the tax side of things as an employee is more so out of laziness than it is out of benefit, right? I'm not gonna go into it because I'll go into a whole different video and I don't want to do that. Number 7, last but not least, jobs are a starting point, not the goal. In my opinion, I've said this in other videos, in my opinion, I think that anyone that starts in the workforce should work between 2 to 5 years max. And in that time, they need to be disciplined with their finances, where they're saving 10 to 20%, they're investing 10 to 20%, they obviously paying for their expenses, they're doing et cetera, to where when they hit that 2 year to 5 year period, they can then start their own business and get out of that job and give that job to someone else, right? I think that the reason why we don't have enough jobs in the world is because everyone's staying at their job and they're not moving on, right? If everyone started new businesses and learned from what they're getting, we'd have way more business ownership, we'd have way more businesses, and people would live better off, in my opinion. But again, it is what it is. Many people start with jobs, but they use the income to build something greater. They don't settle there. They use the job as fuel, not a finish line. The job was never supposed to be the finish line. The job was supposed to be used in order for you to gather the skills and experience you needed to go and start your own business. And so, again, these are the 7 reasons why wealthy people don't have traditional jobs. Number 1, jobs trade time for money. Number 2, jobs have income ceilings. Number 3, jobs give you security, not freedom. Number 4, they build wealth through ownership. Number 5, they want to solve bigger problems. Number 6, they understand the tax game. And number 7, jobs are a starting point, not the goal. And speaking of number 7, if you do work a job, don't quit your job to go create wealth. That's not what I'm saying either. Wealthy people don't work jobs, not because they don't like jobs and they will never go work a job. It's because now they're in a position where they don't have to work the job. But you need income to go build the thing that will take you away from your job. So I say all that. Jobs aren't bad. Don't quit your job. Keep working your job. Go build a side hustle and turn that into wealth, and then leave your job. Okay? Cool. Again, like this video, comment below what you guys thought about the video, and hit that subscribe button, and stay tuned for the next one. Peace.